everybody. I'm Seemeen, just like Ipshita ma'am just told you. And this over here is Lanky. He's my little white monkey. And he wanted to be here also today for this storytelling session because he thinks he knows a lot about penguins and he wanted to give you some very important little pieces of information. So whenever he wants to talk, he's going to jump up in front like this and talk to you, and then I'll have to pull him back so that I can tell you what's happening in the story. Okay, so the story is called The Emperor's Egg and it's by Martin Jenkins. Down at the very bottom of the world, there's a huge island that's almost completely covered in snow and ice. It's called Antarctica, and it's the coldest, windiest place on Earth. The weather is bad enough there in summer, but in winter, it's really terrible. It's hard to imagine anything actually living there in the snow. But wait, what's the shape over there? Right there. It can't be. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, yeah, I can see that shape. What is it over there? What's that black thing? I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. We have to look carefully over there, standing in the middle of the ice. It's a penguin. And it's not any old penguin either. It's a male emperor penguin, the biggest penguin in the world. And he's doing a very important job. You know, male emperor penguins are about 4 feet tall and the females are a little smaller. Okay, Lanky, let's tell them that he's taking care of his egg. He didn't lay it himself, of course. No, Papa penguins don't lay eggs. It's the mama penguins. How could he have laid the egg? Yes, he didn't lay it, but he's standing there and he's taking care of his egg. You know, his mate, that's the mama penguin, she laid the egg a few weeks ago. But very soon afterward, she turned around and waddled off to the sea. Because that's where female emperor penguins spend most of the winter just swimming around, splish, splash, splish, splash, getting as fat as they can, eating as much as they can, and generally having a very nice time as far as you can tell. You know, emperor penguins eat mainly fish, squid, and tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. Oh, is that what they eat? Yeah, but you know, I eat bananas, but they eat a lot of fish. Yes, they eat a lot of fish, and it's basically in the ocean. So whenever they want to eat, they actually have to go to the ocean to eat their meal. And that is where the mama emperor penguin has gone, which leaves the father penguin stuck on the ice with his egg. Can you see that white egg? Now, the most important thing about egg sitting is to stop your egg from getting cold. Inside the egg, a penguin chick is starting to grow. If the egg gets cold, the chick will die. That means it has to be kept off the ice and out of the wind. And what better way to do that than to rest it on your feet and tuck it right up under your tummy? That is what the father penguin does. Wow, that looks difficult. Putting the egg on top of the feet and to stay like that? Oh my God, that is a lot of work that the father penguin does. And you know, that is how he'll stay for 2 whole months until his egg is ready to hatch. Crack! Can you imagine it? Standing around in the freezing cold in the ice with an egg on your feet for 2 whole months. Yes, because the female emperor penguin, she lays 1 egg in May or June, which is the beginning of the winter in Antarctica. Yes, our winter is now, but their winter is, later, but their winter is right at this point in time. And you know what's more, there's nothing for the father penguin to eat on land because He's egg sitting. He can't go off to the sea to feed just like Mama Penguin had done. So that means 2 whole months with an egg on his feet and no dinner or breakfast or lunch or snacks. I don't know about you, but I'd be very, very miserable. Oh, guys, if I didn't get to eat my bananas for breakfast, bananas for lunch, bananas for snacks, bananas for dinner, oh, I'd be so unhappy. How does the father penguin do it? Do you know what? The penguins don't seem to mind too much. They have thick feathers and lots of fat under their skin to help keep them warm. And when it gets really cold and windy, they all snuggle up together and shuffle over the ice in a great big huddle. Most of the time, the huddle trundles along very slowly. But sometimes, when the penguins get to a particularly slippery slope, what happens then? What do they do? Do they just kind of walk down the slope because they have the eggs on their feet? Oh my God, what do they do? I hope the eggs don't fall out. Oh, I think maybe they just kind of sit down and wait. Because how will they go down that slippery slope? I wonder what they do. They slide down on their tummies, Lanky, pushing themselves along with their flippers, always remembering to take care of their egg and trying hard not to bump into each other. Oh, excuse me, Father Penguin, could you give me a little place? Excuse me, I need to keep my egg safe. Because if the egg gets out, which it does sometimes, it can roll out and break. But the father penguins are careful, and that's how the father penguin spends the winter. Until one day he hears a chip, 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 crack. What do you think's happening, Lanky? Oh, I think the egg must be ready to hatch. Oh, yes, his egg is starting to hatch. It takes a day or so, but finally the egg cracks right open and out pops a penguin chick. Now the father penguin has 2 jobs to do. He has to keep the chick warm. Yes, because the chick must be very small, 6 inches perhaps at first. And obviously he can't keep himself warm. No, the father penguin does that. And he also has to feed the penguin, right? The baby penguin. But on what do you think he's going to feed the penguin? The chick is too small to be taken off to the sea to catch food like Mama Penguin. And it can't be left behind on the ice. What do you think he does? Well, I'll tell you, deep down in the father penguin's throat, there's a pouch where he makes something a little like milk. And that's what he feeds to his hungry chick. Wow! The father penguin can make only enough of the milky stuff to feed his chick for a couple of weeks. But just as he's about to run out of food, a dot appears on the horizon. It gets closer and closer and closer. What is it? What is coming now? I can see that dot over there. What is it? It's Mom. She starts trumpeting, hello. And the father penguin starts trumpeting, hello. And the chick whistles. Yeah, every adult penguin has his own special call, like a fingerprint. And chicks have their own special whistle too. Oh, and you know the racket goes on for hours and it really does sound as if they're extremely pleased to see each other. It's the mother's turn to take care of the chick now while the father sets off to the sea for a very, very well-earned meal of his own. About time too, don't you think? As soon as things have calmed down, the mother penguin is sick right into her chick's mouth. Yeah! You may think, Lanky, but Yum thinks the chick and gobbles it all down. That, everybody, is the story of how the father penguin takes care of the baby, the egg, and the penguin chick.